How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Now I'm gonna be talking about JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, Part 7, Steel Ball Run Race. And it is my favorite part of reading the manga so far. Um, I love part 7 so much. Like, I was debating even to read part 6 before it gets animated. But I decided, hey, I wanted to have my first good experience reading, manga, and I wanted to see, one of my favorite series of JoJo's. I wanted to see, okay, let me not watch, let me read JoJo's part 6, how it goes. And it's not that bad. So I'm like, all right, bet I'm gonna watch part or read. Keep saying watch, but I'll get to that soon enough. But I'm gonna read part 7, and bro, I love like the whole new universe. I'm a little bit complicated of like how it all goes, but hey, it all takes place from different universes, different time periods, and we got our main man protagonist Johnny Joestar, and reading this, I did not expect it to be incredibly long, even though this is fucking 97 chapters that I read, and the fucking chapters are almost 40 to 50 pages long. And it's like I was like, there's some parts where I just kept forgetting to read part 7, but I held my ground and I kept pushing through and kept reading it, even though I had days when I didn't feel like doing anything. But hey, I still remember where I left off surprisingly, and it just all comes back to me. Like if I read one chapter, haven't I read it for a week, and then the week after just go back to reading, like I'll remember exactly what happened. And let me tell you a couple of things for it. This is gonna be like spoilers, so if you don't want me to spoil part 7, if you're reading into it, you know, just don't watch this video. Number one, Johnny Joestar, I love him. Even though he was a dumbass for getting himself crippled and shot in the first place, I loved him. I loved what he was doing, the whole steel ball run race. He didn't really care about the whole race in general, but just more so just attaining his goal, attaining the holy corpse that belongs to our good man Jesus Christ. And I kept having like a mystery. I'm like thinking like, bro, whose corpse is this like we're all fighting for? And later on it was Jesus Christ. I'm like, oh, okay, fucking Jesus is the first JoJo, as you can say. And bro, let me tell you something. Gyro Zeppeli is the best Jobro, bro. I understand why people are saying that he is the best Jobro, and let me tell you, he deserves that title, ladies and gentlemen. He deserves that title to be the best Jobro because my man literally helped them through like throughout the whole experience of the steel ball run race. He was more and so helping Johnny than himself, even though he's trying. The reason why he entered the steel ball race is just, long story short, his country has different laws and everything, and that he wanted to save an innocent boy for doing something innocent, and he was willing to win the race no matter the cost in order for him to save that poor boy's life. And it's just like, bro, he's literally just entering a race filled with tens of $1 million. He could just use that for himself, but his kind, full-hearted is just for him. He would just win the race and only just to pay off the debt, not the debt, but it's just like pay off the fine of the innocent boy that would be killed in his homeland for doing something simple as just making shoes and collecting them. From his country is a whole lot different, but I understand more about Gyro's personality as being young and being like a ruthless kid, not ruthless, but being like an irresponsible brat at some points and everything. And then, he's following up to his father's expectations to carry on with the Zeppeli family, of their pride of what they do as executioners and doctors at the same time. And, getting to see how his father is just not the type of father I expect to be. I thought he would be somewhere like Johnny's father, which he is an abusive dick, and constantly reminds Johnny that it was his fault of his pet Danny the mouse, not the dog from part 1, Phantom Blood, that his rat Danny literally caused the death of his brother. And yes, he has a brother, and I'm like, oh, that's nice, that's sweet that he has a relative. And he died, and he keeps blaming himself, and I had to bet my money that it's something to do with Diego, or Dio too, that he caused the death of his brother and everything. I still will put my money's worth that, he just intentionally just did something to fuck up his whole relationship with his father and such. But yeah, he wanted to be an incredible horse jockey and everything, but Diego was just so much better than him on almost being a better jockey, better jockey. I think that's how they say it. They say something jockey. But yeah, all the characters, all their introductions, all their impacts, it's just like it was good that they were there, and there were familiar faces with familiar names and everything, like Avdol, or excuse me, I forgot his name, but he was in part two. He was the German guy, the Zohan Strahill, something like that. And then we have Johnny, Joestar, Gyro Zeppeli, Diego Brando, which he wants to call himself Dio. And um I think that's the all relevancy of like from the other universe, that is, with like characters with like similar names, or just similar like in general of like how they look, or act, or all that stuff. But yeah, the whole steel ball and run race is just a competition to see who can cross the how many of whatever states to point A to point B and just win millions of dollars. Reason why Johnny wanted to do it is because of Gyro. Gyro wanted to, win the race so he can pay the debt off to not get a kid executed and everything. But this fucker, man, Gyro, man, with his fucking ability to use his steel balls, like, bro, I was like thinking, like, yo, why the fuck does this man have balls in his, like, where cowboys put their guns in, like, in their pocket, like, not in their pocket, like saddle pockets or something like that? I was like thinking to myself, along with everybody else in the manga, I was thinking, like, yo, why the fuck does this man have balls? Is like, and we get to see, or I get to see how he fucking use those steel balls, and I'm like, oh shit, my man know how to use those correctly, man. And fucking when Johnny fucking moved his legs, he was like, "Holy shit, my legs, bro! I get to move them." And he just followed with Gyro and just earns his. I think he tries to earn his respect and have him to teach him how he can use his legs again, but he actually never taught Johnny how to use his legs. Technically, he taught Johnny how to use the spin and everything, and how the stands and everything are created. It's like a whole other thing of itself. It has its own origin story of like stands and everything, and Requiem and the arrows of just all that stuff. But how I would put it, it's that like each universe, I can say they have their own version of how people can get their own stance. Some people can just be born with it, or they can go through something like in part 7 with what is it, with the devil's palm. If you cross it or go near it, or you're in it, it would basically help you to unlock your stand ability. Not unlocked, so to say, but to awaken your stand ability. And then with Johnny has four different acts of Tusk, and the fourth one, which is basically the most powerful version of all the Tusk acts and everything. And I'm like, damn. But it's like, I think I'm not too sure with Johnny. I don't know. There's a thing where it's like you need to stand up to order to use the stand, but like Johnny is on a horse and he can still use his fingernails like to shoot people, but it's just like, what? Like, I don't understand. I don't know how it's gonna get animated, so to say, because I'm just confused of like, does he need to stand up to use his stand, or does he need to be on the horse or something? That's just like a whole lot of mess of itself. If I don't know if the Naver Productions is gonna animate just Johnny, like he could just excuse me, activate Tusk while he's just laying on the floor and everything. And it's like weird of how Johnny is just like explaining Gyro how he could just like use his fingernails and everything, how he could just grow them back real quick and everything, and it's just like, bro, that's a little bit like weird, but like you should have told him that, but it's Johnny and Gyro. I don't know what to expect. And fucking Gyro's song, Bizamo la la la, Bizamo la la la, la 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 la. I love that song, bro. I can't wait when it gets animated and fucking like everybody on YouTube, fucking all the JoJo fans, including myself, we're gonna like do some weird shit with this song and just like make a whole remix of just Gyro's Pizza Mo song. Just like fucking make so many remixes. I just can't wait for that, man. But we have to go through part 6 in order to get to part 7. So I'll wait till my chance there to do some weird shit with this song. But yeah, really catchy song by Gyro, man. He really did his best writing it, especially Johnny when he's like, "Oh my gosh, that is incredible," especially with a pot. It's like, man, I just love both their personalities and how they could just butt heads and just have a real bro out moment and everything. And Gyro, I was thinking because they both passed the Devil's Paw, I'm like, bro, how the fuck, bro? I was like thinking, like, how does my man Gyro not have a stand already? And I don't even know at the end of almost at the end of like the manga, I don't know if he unlocked the stand or he just made a new ability, or it's just like with his steel balls, or or his stand manifested, or his stand is literally just his steel balls and they manifested to a ball breaker. And like that's just like a whole other mess for me to either do my own little research on that. But it's just like, man, I really did not expect him to fucking go out, man. And it's just like, bro, I gotta face the facts that if there's ever gonna be Zeppeli, that's gonna be the Joe Bro of any JoJo's Bizarre's Adventures. I'm not gonna be, I can't be too sentimental because I know their ass is gonna die because William Zeppeli died, Caesar Zeppeli died, and now Gyro Zeppeli died, and it's just like, god damn it, dude. Like, who else is gonna die? What other Zeppeli is gonna die? But yeah, it's just literally just whatever on that, man. It just Gyro, he is such a good Joe bro, man. I cannot stress that enough. He is literally the best, the best. I don't think there's any gonna be like any Joe bro that's gonna be better than Gyro himself. That's just an automatic fact on that. And I gotta say, like 100 and something days to get across a couple of states, it's just like, it's just whatever. But with Johnny and somewhat it became Gyro's journey as well to collect the Holy Corpse. I think it's because of Johnny wanted to be like whole again and wanted to walk again because of his dumbass getting like shot up by some kid after he got a little bit cocky with some bitch that he was with. And it's just like, man, I actually saw this coming because, like, just because you're rich and everything doesn't mean you have to get a cocky attitude. And, life is a bitch and you just gotta deal with it. And becoming a horse jockey and everything, it's just like, man, he wants to just live up to his brother's expectation. And it's just like, man, he has a nice brother, and it's just like a shame that he actually died. But it's whatever. But yeah, throughout this, it's just Johnny Gyro collecting corpse parts everywhere, fighting against stand users to attaining the corpse parts and giving them back to the president. Yes, the president of the United States, Funny Valentine's. I actually love him more. I would say I would put him my number one. If I had to rank all the JoJo villains right now, I would have to put him at my number one spot, or rank him at number one, because he's not bad, but he's not also good. It's like once I found out his intentions was to attain the Holy Corpse in order to bring good fortune to America, that actually bring up or opened my eyes a little bit about his character. And it's like he did not wanted to, I thought at the beginning like he just wanted the Holy Corpse to actually just attain power and everything. And I thought, it would just be like every stereotypical villain JoJo's. They just want power and they just want to do shit, and it's just like, okay, yeah, this one's not a surprise, but he actually just wanted like the happiness and the life and liberty, the pursuit of happiness towards like everybody and not bring anything bad. And bro, every time when we get like when I read more with Valentine, it's just like, bro, if I had $1 every time this man keeps mentioning he will take the first napkin, I will be rich right now, because this man goes so in depth about taking the first napkin, man. And it's just like, he does make an actual good point about it, because taking the first napkin, it's I think it's like, if you're like well respected and whatever choice that you make, people will follow. And that's what he thinks that society is. People would make, like, the people in the higher ups they respected and everything will make a decision that either would benefit us or not at all, but everybody would just follow because they're just a well respected person. Regardless if what they're doing is good or bad, they would take the first napkin. He idolized this on the dinner table when he was explaining to Lucy about, hey, like, listen, if you're at the dinner table, would you choose the left napkin or the right napkin? And it's just like, it doesn't matter. It's just like, again, what I said earlier, it's just like whoever takes like the first napkin, whichever side, people are only just gonna pick the napkin from that side. People will choose, if you pick like the napkin from the left, everybody would just pick the napkin from the left. And that's how he describes society in that way. And he wanted the Holy Corpse to bring good fortune, and actually buried the Holy Corpse into like the underground basement of the United States of America, like some sort of a chamber or something, some sort of a vault that would not be open for like 80 something years and everything. Like, this man got this whole thing planned out and everything, and it's just like, man, it really opened my eyes about him, about future JoJo villains, if they're gonna have some side of ideology. I know I didn't get much of like good. Okay, the villains are not bad. It's just like, I only think the second villain I would think would just become Kira, because Dio is Dio. There's no problem with it. Poochie is basically a Dio like 2.0, He's really not much different from Dio, just wanted to attain heaven, and Dio wanted to attain power over the world and everything. So it's just like, it's not all different. And the Pillarmen, the Stonemen, kind of the same thing, attaining power and all that, and ultimate life forms. And really, I love Kira because he wanted to blend in, have a nice, quiet, normal life, while he just, kills girls, take their hands and everything. And his ideology is, why not be first if you and be second place? Like, he believes that second is the best, and he doesn't want to put himself in the spotlight and everything and just drag the attention. But he did, got his ass killed. But yeah, like I really hope I'm reading parts 8 right now in JoJolion, excuse me. And I hope like the villain, whoever the antagonist is for Josuke, I hope he's a good one, and I hope I would like love what his motivations is and everything, like with President Funny Valentine's. Like, I like him, man. He is a veteran that survived in I think it was like Afghanistan or something, and he became, like, I don't know, probably the 16th or 15th president of the United States, something like that. But yeah, I for the dear life of me, I had to ask my friend about his stand, because I have no idea how dirty dirty deeds done dirt cheap, or D4C works. Like, bro, I literally had no idea how this works. Cause like I was thinking, because I saw this out of context. Like, I saw what Funny Valentine's can do. So he just pulls another version of himself from a different dimension. And it's like, oh, okay. So I didn't understand more. Like, I didn't know he can pull other people in dimensions. So his stand is just so complicated, but like you just need to read it and it would just make sense. And basically his attack is if he pulls you to the other dimension and if you get too close to your original self. So let's say if, for example, this actually happens. So let's say if Valentine pulls Johnny into a different universe, and if Johnny meets that dimension's Johnny, if they get too close to each other, they'll 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 attach, they'll like connect towards each other, like a magnetic pull, like they'll pull against each other and they'll become into one, but they'll break each other apart during the process. So literally if you get too near or close to your other dimension self, you'll fuse into one, but you'll die because you're breaking apart from fusing into one person, and that's the only thing that could kill you technically. Besides, Valentine's, because Valentine's he could pull different versions of himself, and he can fuse within himself with his other selves to actually heal himself and everything. And that's what happens when Lucy stabbed him in the fucking throat, and like he just got up and like there was no injury. I'm like, yo, what the fuck? Like I didn't know what that was. His stand is pretty cool. I like the look of his stand, but it got a whole lot complicated with like with when he attained like another ability through the Holy Course, and I'm like, oh my god, like please stop, because it's already hard enough to understand how his stand works, but like adding another ability to it, it's just really weird, man. It's just is. I gotta say for the other characters are nice as well. Especially like Diego, man, like he had it a lot worse than Johnny, like a lot worse than part one Dio and everything. Literally, his parents try to kill him, but his mother saved him, helped raise her, and she died of like a weird illness, and like people was just disrespecting both of them and just like not respecting them and everything, and he just wants to win the race and just conquer everyone to show them like, hey, like you've been treating me like this and I'm gonna like not exactly like that, but it's something around there. It's been a while. I really wanted to review this when I was done reading, but things came in my way, so I had to. So right now I'm just remembering the most I can out of it. So I could butcher a little bit of what I'm saying about Diego's motives, but yeah, he wanted to win the steel ball runs race and everything. And Palm, I know what's his name? It's like some old guy, but his last name is Higashigata. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna hear about this man in part 8, and yes, I got to the part where he actually the fourth generation of the Higashigata explains to Josuke about his like great grandfather was participating in the steel ball and runs race, and I'm like, bro, here's the connection, because I really love like JoJo's connecting to one another, but I don't think part 8 is just doing that right now. Well, at least from what I'm reading, but if I continue reading more, I'll see more of the connection between part 1 and part 7 and part 8, and that's what I just love about the whole timeline of like in the Joestar bloodline and everything. That's what I love so much, is just connecting it like like a whole timeline, and that's what I like about it. So oddly, it's weird. There's a bunch of branches sticking out everywhere, but like how it is, just formally how it is like telling, straightforward. I enjoy it very much. Um, what else? I love Johnny and I love just Gyro, just how they are with each other. They go through some things and everything, and I think he wanted. I think he understand. No, I think it was Gyro that understands the true man's world and everything, going against the guy who reverses time or puts people in the time loop for like every 6 seconds. Like he could just revert like redo time. Not like how Dio does. Like he can, or I don't know how to call it. It's just a better version of like the world and King Crimson or something like that. It's only for like 6 seconds, so whatever on that. But at the end of it all, what I gotta say is that I saw again out of context of Dio using the stand the world, and I got a little bit I got a little bit confused because I was like, wait, Dio, Dio in in this dimension, he only can turn into a dinosaur. I thought that was pretty fucking amazing, man. My man could turn into dinosaurs to control dinosaurs. It's fucking weird. But yeah, it was really cool. I like how he just transforms into a dinosaur or just turns like half dinosaur, like with his tail out and this color change and the skin color changing but not fully turning into one. But yeah, I didn't understand it at first until Valentine's pulled up the move like, "Hey man, I know you got to stand and I need you to do this for me." Like he just asks Dio, a different version of Dio with the stand the world to actually kill Johnny and fulfill his plans and everything. So that's what he did. But the person that killed Dio, which I did not expect, which was Lucy Steele. And I felt so bad for her in the beginning because she did not ask to be part of anything of what Johnny or Gyro was doing in the first place. And she became one with the Holy Corpse, dude. It was just fucking weird, bro. Seeing her skin peeling off because she was literally becoming a corpse. And it's just like, bro, you can't do my girl like that. She didn't do anything. She was just doing her best. And there's been a couple of cameos of like of our boy Jesus Christ in there, and it's just like, okay, man, are we gonna see her face? I don't know how they're gonna animate that in part 7. I don't know how David Productions is gonna do that, but I have faith in them because I'm pretty sure they will do their damn best to do in the first place. But yeah, she didn't really ask for it, but at the end of it all, um, Valentine's, I think, yeah, he did die, and it's from the infinite rotation from Johnny, and just him learning his lessons, and it's just like, bro, I get so excited when like I think there was this one instance where they were getting like buried under some dirt and shit, and Gyro was just like telling Johnny, here's a lesson, Johnny, and it's just like, bro, you're literally just giving my man's a lesson about the spin right now, and it could not be in any better time. But Gyro was just doing his thing, and it's just like, man, that's just really, really fucked up. But hey, it did save Johnny and Gyro in the process. So we can fight. Yeah, I get to learn two things about our big boys. Number one, I don't know how to say his name correctly, but Gyro's real name is Ulius Caesar Zeppeli, and Johnny has a fetish of when girls get bee stings, and if it gets swollen, he just gets into that, and it's just like, okay. And I thought Gyro's name was weird. Fucking Johnny's fetishes was just like, oh boy. And I love it was before they went towards the train and everything. They were just like telling each other secrets before they went through, not knowing what was the outcome at the end of it. And it was just very wholesome and everything. Just everybody getting their prize from the steel ball run race. I do love it when Johnny's dad comes back at the end, just showing his love and support from his son, and just apologizing for me and a huge dickhead. But man, that was like a like a great little redemption. Props to dad for just saying that and all that stuff. But yeah, I did not expect things to go different because I really wanted to see how, when Johnny was gonna deliver the corpse to his family, um, they moved to another country, and it's just like, God damn it, dude, how you gonna have my man literally bring his corpse to his friend's family, and they move to another country? That's just like a big bro moment right there. But I'm pretty sure it happens, but we just gotta speculate and not actually just ask or bother the fuck out of Hiraki and say, "Hey man, did Johnny ever bring back Jaro's corpse to his family?" And Hiraki will be like, "I don't know, did he?" It's like, I don't wanna get all into that, but yeah, even though I was pretty upset about Jaro's death, I do love part 7 Steel Ball Run Race, and I cannot wait to see this anime or this part in particular to be animated. If look, like I love part six. So I love enjoying reading part six. Even though it was complicated for me at the end about the whole universe resetting and everything, and part seven being a new story and being in a new timeline and everything. If I have to be honest, I want part seven to be animated first. Man, if I had to choose, part seven. I just love the story. I love the characters. Gyro, best Joe, bro. Don't need to over exaggerate it any further. Love the whole story, man. And I don't know. I don't know. I hope for part eight when I don't know. There's like 102 chapters in part eight, JoJolion. So you know, I really want part eight. Right now, I'm reading it and I'm enjoying it, even though something doesn't make any sense about Josuke. But that's just me on that. I'll tell you guys about that when I'm finished reading part eight, JoJolion. But yeah, I hope that JoJolion can have right now is having great characters and everything. I just want the antagonist to be great and everything. And I just like the plot so far. It's just like Josuke finding out like who he is and everything and just finding more about himself. I like that. I like the whole idea about that, finding your lost identity and if you're this or that, and I feel like that's just showing like a strong message of people who just don't know who they are or what they want to be or something along those lines. But I'll get to all that in part A when I'm finished with JoJolion. But yeah, guys, that's just it for today's video and everything. I enjoy part 7. Can't wait for this manga to get animated pretty soon, which will be like maybe 4 years, 5 years, or something like that. Let me know what you guys think about it. If not, that's okay with me. But anyways, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Edgar, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.